Ladies and gentlemen, today we unveil the latest blood battle in the vampire world. Who will win the last drop of human blood? Coming up is a wild rush for blood. Ed was puzzled to find that Huzinan's blood is just like that of other vampires. He thought, isn't this a waste of time? Huzinan shared a ridiculous tale of how he hadn't drunk human blood for so long, he was nearly driving into the lake like a sleepwalker. His body shot out like a rocket, instantly becoming a torchbearer in the sunlight. He screamed in the lake, as if at an epic water party, resurfacing to a miracle. Standing in the sunlight, he wondered, am I okay? Thus, the mysterious door to humanity opened up for him. Ed remembered, the key is the intensity of sunlight. When feeling pleased, he saw the neighbor's tank. Everyone's eyes lit up as a renovation plan unfolded, like brewing a science experiment party. The rescue team faced a flat tire crisis returning, like an urban Mario Kart. The team leader got out to check, only to be startled by a tranquilizer dart, and everyone immediately felt tense like they were forced into a game of Speed, Danger Edition. In an instant, tranquilizer darts flew out of the night sky, and the leader quickly returned fire, reminiscent of infernal affairs. As gunfire erupted, a horde of vampires emerged from the darkness like ghostly soldiers, disrupting the rescue team's defense. In a blink, tranquilizer darts hailed from all sides, leaving the squad heavily damaged. The little girl hastily grabbed the radio to send a message, only to be cornered by vampire's tragedy into comedy. After pinpointing their exact location, Frankie got word of the human refuge, prompting everyone to decide to relocate, at which point Huzinan urgently called for Ed to hurry. Ed stubbornly insisted. Sunrise is approaching, and we're running out of time for the experiment, as the race against death unfolded. Huzinan draped the bedsheet over Ed, and they stood clueless, ready for the mysterious fermentation laboratory. Huzinan opened the sunshade, and flames immediately surrounded Ed, who screamed as if attending a fire dance party. Ollie activated the wind extraction device, pulling the flames away, but Ed's temperature remained unchanged, like being in an endless hot pot. After Ed decided to try again, everyone raised hands as armored troops closed in. The flames burned Ed's every inch of skin like a ruthless old friend. His pain was indescribable, just as the fire was drawn from the container. As his temperature settled back down, they were left with no choice but to repeat this torture cycle again. Fortunately, this time Ed bared his chest to the sunlight, and the flames danced around him like passionate dancers. At the right moment, Ollie extracted the flames as the armored vehicle entered, a blend of dance and battle. Ed's heartbeat started to pulse, and he took a deep breath before collapsing. Ollie rushed to check on him, and lo and behold, he had truly turned back into vampires rushed in like frenzied hunters, searching the fermentation tank for treasures. The three hid in another wine vat, treating it as an amusing toy, and after finding nothing, the troops retreated disgracefully. After being captured, the little girl was sent to the boss office, and when the elevator doors opened, the nurse and the boss exchanged glances, as if a sorrowful reunion was. The father, long missed, ignored her pleas and had a deep chat with her best friend in unspoken understanding. Only then did he realize he had been stabbed in the stomach, akin to a scene from a movie perfectly illustrating that accidents always happen. In order to spare his daughter more pain, he, as a father, pleaded with Frankie to help him do one thing: enter the secret chamber. As long as you become a vampire, you'll never have to worry again. But the girl shoved him fiercely to the door like a tense psychological battle. However, she ultimately couldn't rival the vampire's strength, and Frankie sank his fangs deep into the girl's. Dad arrived at the prison to visit his daughter, who looked shocked, as if she had just been drained dry, huddled in the corner. In an instant, when she turned around, she was crazily drinking her own blood, and Dad didn't see this coming at all. He thought forcing her to be a vampire she'd accept, but she'd rather be a bloodthirsty monster. At this moment, he woke up, realizing his mistake. Human blood soared like commodities. As a result, many vampires couldn't afford blood, turning into monsters, spreading like a zombie fest. The vampire government thus declared a state of emergency, and the once bustling streets fell eerily silent as if under a spell. The vampire forces gathered, deploying their full strength to capture the bloodthirsty monsters hidden underground and entering the killing time. At this moment, among prisoners, a bloodthirsty female monster grabbed Frankie, creating a chilling scene. Though unrecognizable and unable to speak, Frankie recognized her transformed subject like a family reunion. The armored convoy rolled by, and the spectators among the vampire citizens seemed to worry about the day they might become prisoners to. As the armored vehicles rolled into the sunlight, the bloodthirsty monsters ignited in flames one by one, their wails echoing as they faced their roasted fate. Frankie helplessly watched it all, as the girl turned back with all her strength, as if asking, why? Frankie shut her eyes, unable to bear it any longer, as the girl vanished in flames like a display of fleeting fireworks. This scene tore at Frankie's heart, while the vampire soldiers before her seemed unreasonably ecstatic, as if anticipating a world reset. That evening, Chris returned home to see Ed and his new pals again, and he was stunned to find Ed was human. As a blood expert, Chris could hardly believe his eyes as Ed mysteriously claimed he had found the way to become human. Replicate this, and all vampires will be cured. Just then, a phone rang, interrupting his thought. If you want to know what happens next, make sure to subscribe to our channel.